they're trying to do some research on like being a chef and doing catering. And so basically they went undercover, like left their day jobs and just started catering at the best caterers, like boom, 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 going to different places, crazy stories. He's like, it's basically Kitchen Confidential for caterers.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know that you guys regarded yourself as so like apart from us, the restaurants. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense though. You know. There we go. All right, baby. I started recording.
What up? What up?
Sucio Talk podcast. Woo! Sucio Talk podcast. Got fucking 4 coffees over here.
Yes, sir.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
We're doing
Chilling. All right. So one by one, please let everybody know who you are.
I'm Elizabeth Espiritu.
Badass last name. Yeah. And chef of
the Archer Hotel in downtown Napa.
Damn, Charlie Palmer.
Yes.
Bro, does he come in sometimes?
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he like nice? Is he a nice guy?
He is nice. He gives dad vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, he's super chill.
He's in his dad phase.
Yeah, and grandpa phase. He just had a grandson.
Oh wow.
Not too long ago. His family's really nice too.
Yeah, they say that kids soften you. Maybe that's what happened. You know. And then who do we got over here, Señor? By the way, badass last name, Espiritu. It's like holy fuck.
Yeah. My name is Chef Eduardo Lara Espiritu. I'm her sous chef. PM. I'm in charge of Charlie Palmer steak dinner time, and also the Archer Hotel if they need backup. Other than that, that's it.
That's it, man. So how long you guys been together?
12 years.
12 years. Have you been working together for 12 years?
Off and on. When we first met in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That was in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And then did our own things.
Yeah.
And about 7 years ago, came back together at Archer.
Okay, got it. And was it love at first sight?
For her, yes.
My man.
For me at the time, I was in a relationship that was going south real quick.
Okay, gotcha. Well, you're cooking. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you either see them at work or you don't.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I think you made the right choice. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. That's cool. And so since we're talking we've been talking about Oakland, Aaronette King. How do you know Aaronette?
Aaron and I opened P.F. Chang's in 2004 in Emeryville.
Okay, no way.
So
got you.
That was the first corporate restaurant in that area.
Yeah.
Before Emeryville was Emeryville.
Yeah.
There was only the Courtyard, I believe, right across the street. And her and I worked together for 4 years. And I was a walk cook going in, not knowing what a walk cook is.
Yeah.
But we worked there for 4 years. It was the funnest crew, the funnest times.
Do you think those restaurants are fun because like you're not trying to innovate? Like it's not so creative. Like that part of it's not there.
No, it's just basically corporate. This is the book.
Right. This is the book. Do this.
Do this.
Right.
And people just like, all right.
I think that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Because I think when you try new things and they don't work or like someone don't like them, that's when you're really down on yourself in the artist way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like my sister is also a chef. Me and her completely took 2 different paths.
Yeah.
She ended up working in London, took the school of pastry in London, worked for Gordon. I went to CCA. About me and her was 2 or 3 years apart.
Yeah.
And then I worked to the corporate kitchens of P.F. Chang's, Cheesecake Factories, Lark Creek Steak. They already have books and systems already in place. And like, this is your this is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. If we decide you're going to move on to a different level of stations, then we decided. So it was fun.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. And then how about you? First kitchens for you? Where were you at?
16, corporate kitchen, Palomino.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I went to CCA after high school.
Right.
And then Roy's Hawaiian Fusion. Stayed there for a couple years.
Love Hawaiian Fusion.
Yeah, I was a pastry chef there.
Yeah.
Kind of worked my way up, and then just other kitchens, other boutique hotel kitchens and banquets.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's like classic chefdom.
Yeah.
You know, I love that. I like that. That's where the basis of it all is. You know what I mean? The fact is like there's a lot of chefs that pride themselves on the artistry and like, oh, I made this recipe, but it's like, can you make 4 million people cook it over 20 years? I don't fucking think so. So like, take your little bitch ass fucking artistry and fucking, you know what I mean? It's like we got to be more realistic about that, and also I feel like chefs just need to be a little bit more comfortable with who they are as a chef.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely don't put anybody in a box. But if somebody's like, yo, I'm a fine dining chef, don't be like, nah, you're more of a this chef. You know what I'm saying? Like you're stifling their creativity, their brain, you know? So Charlie Palmer Steakhouse, how long you guys start there? How long ago? Who started first?
I started first. She actually, funny story was the chef that she was working with is best friends of the chef that was opening it with Charlie. And my sister worked for Charlie in the original Oreo in New York.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So there was that history that I didn't know my sister was actually a chef until, 5 years ago.
Right.
I
didn't know your sister was a chef?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I was adopted in like a Cantonese family. My sister and I were like,
oh shit, okay, separated.
So, separated. I mean,
did you find her because of the industry?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
It was just dumb luck. Like I was paging.
Actually, you saw her on Sweet Genius.
Yeah, Sweet Genius
on Food Network.
She's actually a top level James Beard nominee 3 years in a row.
Holy
semifinals.
Fuck. So that you must have been pumped up on that when you find out who your sister is.
Yeah.
You're like, bro.
And she won. She won. And I'm like, I'm always happy for her. I'm like, she won Sweet Genius. She was a guest judge at Bobby Flay's, beat Bobby Flay.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm proud of her what she done.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
I got hired as the last guy to be the chef at Charlie Palmer Steak.
Yeah.
And it was just up and downs. A lot of 16-hour days.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of 16-hour days.
That's what openings are.
Yeah.
Starting to realize. You know.
Yeah.
We're opening right now, and I'm like, every day you need to work 18 hours. I'm like, I'm going into work tomorrow at 3 a.m. You know, just like, so it's like, but that's what you got to do, right? Because if you don't do it, then it's going to be shitty. And then I would rather come in early and get it done than deal with the consequences. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so let's start over here. Where are you from originally?
The Coachella Valley.
Oh, the desert.
Yeah.
It's just weird out there, bro.
Yeah.
It's like an energy that I'm like, I can't even put like a.
Have you been?
Yeah, I lived there in La Quinta. I was living at the best golf course there. I forget what it's called. It's just they do the PGA shit there, and so I did personal chefing after I left Charter Oak. And I got to. It was sick because I was like, oh, Charter Oak. I was working a shit ton, you know, and then I go down there and I'm like living in the biggest house on this fucking golf course on the 18th hole. So 18th hole over here, 9th hole over here, you could watch the game from the hot tub.
What?
So I would like make breakfast and then go out there and get in the hot tub and just like watch them hit balls. And my boss was super cool. His wife had passed away, so he was like kind of like into entertaining as much, which is the reason why they had me. You know what I mean? So now I'm just like cooking breakfast and dinner for him, like that's just nice. For him. So it was dope. I got to know him a little bit. And it was a weird experience, but definitely La Quinta is that place in itself. It's cool.
Yeah.
The weather's dope, but there's an energy there that I'm like, where is this coming from? Yeah. You know?
Yeah. So born and raised in the desert, in La Quinta. I actually graduated La Quinta High School.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. She took me to a high school, their kitchen, their cooking classes. Oh my God, it's like bananas.
Better than culinary school?
Probably for kids, for 15, 16-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money over there, you know?
Yeah, when I was in high school, it was called home economics.
Oh,
and then
got it.
Culinary Arts 1.
Yeah.
And we just were basically in a classroom with like cupboards and a sink, and we did like basic things, chopping, mixing, whatever. After I graduated, they put money into it and they developed a culinary, pretty much like stadium, like a full-on professional kitchens,
Mm-hmm.
and these kids like actually compete. And I'm just like, why didn't I get this?
Yeah.
You know
it
what
always
I'm saying?
happens that way.
Yeah,
You know,
for
that
sure.
was back in 2001. So,
Mm-hmm. So you already kind of knew you had like a love for the kitchen.
yeah, you know, growing up, I was making like birthday cakes for like my siblings and stuff,
Mhm.
and so I knew I was kind of like good at it.
Got it.
Watch your mom cook every night.
Yeah.
You know, I knew I wanted to be creative that way.
Mhm.
I knew I wasn't a studious student. I knew, bookwork wasn't for me. So,
Right.
yeah.
You knew it early. It's good. Did your parents know it too? Were they
Yeah.
like, we got to get her out of here?
Yeah, and it's funny because I come from a blended family,
Uh-huh.
3 stepsisters and a sister and a brother.
Mm-hmm.
They're either teachers or on the law side. So
Oh, okay.
there's
got
no in
you.
between.
You're the only chef.
I'm the only chef.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must be annoying. You have to cook all the holidays.
Yes.
Just say no or go on vacation, bro.
No,
they expect us. They don't. I don't think they expect us to, but we.
I mean, you definitely.
That's what we do.
You know.
Like
Yeah,
we entertain.
sure.
We love to take care of people. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's not a burden to us. It's like that's how we show back.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
we
yeah.
show our love.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. And then your judicial side shows you how to use a gun. Here, I guess.
Yeah.
Trading skills. I like that. Hey. So Palm Springs, beautiful area,
Beautiful.
Coachella Valley. And then did you play sports at all in high school or anything like that? Like, what was high school in the desert like? Like, what did you guys do for fun?
I did not play sports. I was in cheerleading.
Okay.
And so I did that. I love to dance.
Tell him with whom? Tell him with whom?
No. The famous Aubrey O'Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's that?
She's from Danny DeCane.
I don't know.
Diddy.
School me.
P. Diddy did a making of the band.
Oh,
back in the
shit.
day.
Wait a minute. Yeah. And who was it?
Aubrey,
Aubrey.
the little white girl who can't dance.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I like Babs. during that show. Yeah. Who's your favorite character? Dylan. And
No, you're talking about. No, I think you're talking about the other.
I'm talking about making the band. Yeah, P. Diddy.
There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them.
There was a hip hop joint and a girl band.
Oh, no way.
Danny Kane.
Danny.
Yeah. Okay. Those are all them girls that are now ousting him. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I feel bad for all them people that had to deal with him. You know, no Diddy.
But yeah, and it's so hard in the desert because it's either you're golfing, playing tennis, or you're in a pool. Like it's so hot down there.
There's really no. You don't dictate what you do.
Yeah.
Like up here, you're like, I'm gonna go to the beach.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go over here, and there's no. Also, like, you kind of get ostracized because you're not San Diego and you're not LA, so people don't respect it as much.
Now I see like everybody going down there.
Yeah,
Like the
for
Kardashians
sure, yeah.
like live there.
Yeah.
I'm like what the
Well,
heck?
I think the secret's out because that's where Hollywood people used to go because there's nobody
Correct.
there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like the paparazzi's not gonna sit in the hot sun with their cameras, you know. And so I think people just realize now. I got my boy Quentin down there that's opening a restaurant. So I'm like,
Wait. Quentin Garcia.
yeah, Quentin Garcia.
It's my man.
Yeah. Well, how do you know him?
Quentin used to be the executive chef at Blue Note.
Did you work at Blue Note for him?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
But I met him.
That was a very formative time for him.
Was it?
Yeah, for sure. Because like I think when I met Quentin, I was working at Meadowood, and he was working there too. And I don't think it had hit him yet. Like he was still a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still remember like roasting him for not caring as much as I did about it. You know what I mean?
That's what we have a problem right about now, our line cooks.
Yeah. Because it's like, you know, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Because if you're not doing it to like be a chef, then just don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm sorry. And so yeah, we had that dynamic for a little bit, but then he left. He ended up leaving Meadowood and he went to Blue Hill, and he made a post about it
Right.
where he was like, "It's fucking roasting everybody, like what I thought a chef was."
Right.
When that's not, you know, that's
No.
not, that doesn't get it done. So he basically went to Rainbird or wherever the fuck, stayed down there, put his head down,
Just
got
work.
like became like chef of the 3 properties or whatever the fuck they got going on over there, and then he moved to Palm Springs to open a hotel.
Yeah, Thompson.
So now he's down. Yeah. So now he's down there.
Yeah.
So shout out to him, man, because that's like, don't underestimate anybody in this industry also.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and that's why I was so pissed at him, because I knew that he could like do it, and he just wasn't focusing. He just wanted to be like the funny guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I know what that is because I used to do that as like, it's like a defense mechanism, right? Because you're not a good cook. So it's like, well, if I make everyone laugh and I clean well, then they'll like me.
That was
right?
me.
Exactly.
That was me.
Until you learn how to cook, and then you're like, oh, all you have to do is actually know how to cook.
Yeah.
You know? But there's a lot of dickhead people that get in the way of some of that stuff. So Palm Springs, what's your first restaurant job?
Palomino.
Okay. What kind of place is this?
It's a corporate restaurant, Restaurants Unlimited, and they did like the whole like Kincaid's chain, and like there was one in San Francisco as well. It's Ranch Mirage, but like American fusion. You know, it's just like
got it.
Basic chicken piccata.
Yeah,
you know, things like that.
What did you like most about it? About the kitchen? Like just being in that environment, like you're young, your first time doing it, but you're showing up every day. You want to be there. Like, what was getting you?
I think because I grew up very shy and timid, and like the back of the class, never like raised my hand. So being in a kitchen and actually being good at something, like I got that recognition, that like validation from like adults, that you're doing a good job. And
right.
Like, I was doing an adult job at a teenage age.
Right.
So that was, but the chaos of it, like that rush, like during those peak times, the dinner service.
Yeah.
It was just interesting to me. It was just like, it made sense to me. It like fueled my like my brain, and like made me like want more.
Were the other cooks that were working there feeling the same way, or was there some people that were just like lifer cooks, like I'll never be a chef kind of thing?
Like the desert, it has like the Latino background, and so I think they just grind, they just worked, and they were good. They weren't like chefs that we see now. Like they were like no namers, but they were just like grinders.
Right. Yeah. Love that. So you kind of knew that you were in a special place.
Yeah.
And then after high school, where'd you go?
San Francisco.
Got it. Directly to go work somewhere?
No, I went to culinary school.
Culinary school. Oh, the
CCA.
Oh shit. Okay.
Tenderloin.
How'd you like that? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both stayed in 80th Street, 80 and Larkin.
Yeah.
That was a little is a huge change for me, going from a desert, like nobody, to like a big city. Like my mom was just like, okay, here you go. Like, and I know she was probably terrified for right reasons. Yeah,
for sure. Were you like, what the fuck? A little bit? Yeah.
Like, for the first time seeing like homeless people, or like, transgender people.
Right.
One of our first classes, we were in a kitchen that like had like transgender people, and like
Project Open Hand.
Yeah. And then, but it was fun because at that time, that's when all the high schoolers started going to culinary school. So it was like age gap.
Ah, got you.
They were like recruiting high school people. So it was all like 17, 18, 19-year-olds like going.
Was there any older people in class or no?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Any like lawyers, or like, I'm following my passion?
I'm sure there was one or two.
Yeah. I had a few of those in my class, and I'm like, oh, just be a lawyer, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't going to do that. I'm already doing this. You don't need to leave your job and chase your dream. You know what I'm saying? It's like cook on the weekends.
This is a hobby. Is it a hobby for you?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
This is like my life.
Yeah. Are you going to like it when it sucks? Because if not, don't do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. And how long is that program?
18 months.
It was a year.
Yeah, year and some change, plus the externship.
Got it. Where'd you do your externship?
At Roy's.
Roy's. Okay, got you.
Prep cook, line cook, sides person. And then when the pastry department opened up, they needed somebody. They just kind of pushed me that way.
Yeah.
And because I was doing like baking already as a, making cakes and stuff, I like the creativity of it. It was like kind of like a more feminine like side.
Yeah.
But it was fun. And then so millions of chocolate souffles. They they took me to Las Vegas to work with a corporate pastry chef.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's dope. See, that's the thing that corporations can give you, you know. And I think that if you don't go to culinary school, that's where you should start.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to a corporation; they'll hook you up, a Hillstone or something like that. 4 years there, you'll be good.
Yeah,
like, you know. And I think if you're a young kid and you're trying to be a chef when you're older, make that motherfucker work at Starbucks.
Oh yeah,
be a fucking barista. You know what I'm saying, or like a quick pace job. You know. Because being at KFC, that's what helped me in the kitchen. I found those, like, you know,
quick.
I mean, all I'm doing is putting chicken in a fucking box, right? But there's when there's a line out the door and you feel that pressure.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
exactly.
the drive-through is a real place.
Trust me, I
know. You work fast food?
Yeah,
Where
at? Pinot, in Richmond, California, a Hilltop Mall. My first job was actually at McDonald's.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hey, McDonald's, Harold.
Yep.
What up, Harold?
What's
loved
up, Harold?
He loved it, bro.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I signed up to this, like, it's like Instagram. It's called Fanbase, and I was on there for a little while, and I talked to this dude who was a cook at McDonald's, and he couldn't have more nicer things to say about it. Oh, he loved the team. He loved the camaraderie. He loved the pace. Like, he was like, "This is the shit," and I'm like, you know. When you're in Michelin restaurants, I think it just trains you to have a shitty opinion on things that are less than, or you think are less than.
Yeah.
And it's like,
no.
It's still food service at the end of the day.
I keep telling my line cooks, like, listen, we got to be consistently putting out the same food over and over and again. Like, you go to McDonald's in California, you go to McDonald's in Russia, it will be the same cheeseburger, Big Mac, shake you're going to have.
Yeah.
If David works at saute or grill and he plates it different than I do, then we got to talk. We got to talk, because that's not the way that people see things as food. Like, this is not the same way I had it last week.
Right.
Or the year before or yesterday. And working at McDonald's, it just brings you that, uniformity, everything has to be the exact same way, because people come back over and over for that exact taste, packaging, whatever you want to do. It's always there. It's the right moment.
Got it. And then let's take it all the way back with you. Where were you born?
Born in the Philippines.
Okay.
Came in California in 1989. Grew up in Sunnyvale District, 45 Mill Street over there, Vegetation Valley area. Then I moved to Hercules, graduated at Pinot Valley. And then just after high school, just enjoy life, basically.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Worked for the hotel in Reno, was the front desk clerk for the Hilton.
Yeah.
And for 4 years I did that. Worked for the Marriott as a front desk clerk.
Yeah.
And then
so you weren't in the kitchen?
No, I wasn't. But I was in the customer service industry.
Got it. Front desk clerk. How's that at a hotel? Like, I just look at that job and I don't know what the stresses are of it, or like what it.
Well, I worked in late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
it was
nice still.
Yeah, especially in the casino.
People had patience.
Yeah, people had patience, and working there during the late 90s was great. It taught me about reservations, how people will book their hotels.
Yeah,
and it's just fun, because people were just like, "Why are you talking to me like this?" I'm like, your travel agency messed up, booked you a non-smoking room adjoining, but the problem is he forgot to put that on your reservations. Not my fault, lady.
Right.
So, especially
you become the messenger. You just get your ass ripped up.
Yeah. And then funny story is I opened the courtyard right across from P.F. Chang's before it was P.F. Chang's in Emeryville, which is weird. But other than that, then I got robbed, and then overnight as a front desk clerk, and then I got high one night, and CCA just came up in the commercial at 1:00 in the morning, and next thing I called it, and then a month later I'm in school.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. And what'd you get robbed for?
Overnight for $1,200.
$1,200. Okay.
Yeah.
Gunpoint?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many people?
I just won.
One guy.
Yeah, I just came out of the corner. If you ever been to Emeryville Courtyard,
yeah,
in Emeryville, California.
Damn, Emeryville was hot
back in the day. It was.
There you go.
Yeah, so it was like he just came around the corner.
Yeah,
like the security guard was somewhere doing his rounds, so it was just I just
he
doing
probably cased the joint for a little bit, and the security guard was. Damn. Okay. Did that affect you for years to come? That experience, or were you kind of able to like get past it?
I get past it once in a while, but having a gun pointed in your head,
yeah, for sure,
it's kind of traumatic wise, but you get past it. It's a moment in my life that it helped me to be a stronger person and thick skin in the kitchen.
Right. Because that's something that's important to say. Because the only reason I survived was because I had shittier jobs than cooking. Like, look, nobody wants to fucking peel and devein 3 cases of shrimp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I also don't want to work in a warehouse and like sweating, putting fucking hair curling irons in boxes.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was doing. And when I was doing it, I'm like, fuck this shit. Like you got to pick what problems you want. So it's like, I want to deal with the order not coming in on time. I'd rather deal with that than be here just monotonously putting shit in the boxes, or mentoring my team or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like you take the good with the bad.
Yes, sir.
It's like we were talking the other day.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the bear? Not to get off of your trajectory here, but we've been talking about the bear quite a bit online.
Yeah, we are.
And what do you think about it? About all this stuff going on?
So I just actually started watching it from season 1.
Got it.
I was just telling him the other day. I was like, I texted him like he was at work and I'm home. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this because they just hype it up so much that you're like, is that how I'm supposed to feel? Like, am I supposed to feel like that much passion? But I've been in this game for 25 years. Like a long time. And,
right.
And it's like, then it makes me question it. Should I be chef? Like,
am
I like I don't feel like that, but like seeing certain things. We were also talking about like who would put like a 16-quart Cambro of like veal stock on the top shelf? Like nobody would.
Yeah.
Like come on. But as far as what's going on, what do you mean? Like
I mean, just like there's a lot of talk about the abuse in kitchens and what it takes to get like a person to do good, to be excellent.
Oh yeah,
right?
Me and her have been through that.
Yeah, for sure. What were some of your hardest chefs that you had?
I worked at Cavallo Point, and when it was a Michelin star restaurant, under Joe Humphrey and Tim Humphrey, they were excellent chefs, but it was a silent kitchen, and I've never worked in a silent kitchen before. And
you can't even laugh.
Like seriously, like no, it was. I remember I was like that's where I feel like I developed anxiety from.
Okay.
Just being like trying to be so perfect because it like everything had to be perfect.
What did they do when they had to like reprimand someone? If it's a quiet kitchen, were they like just like whispering in your ear or like?
No, they would, basically.
They're roasting you.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like.
So they're
service isn't over, and like you're like, oh shit. Like,
right.
Sorry,
right.
but like they had sous chefs for that.
Mm.
There was sous chefs that like would pull you to the side, and basically give you a correction action notice because of performance.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, oh, that made me feel like I need work. I need to work, harder. Or
yeah.
Like, I'm not doing this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of humbled you a little bit,
Yeah, that's a cook mentality right there. Because if you, the way to know that you're not a true cook is when that situation happens and you go, oh, I'm gonna go do something else. Like that's when like, okay, it's over. But when you can always answer like, oh, I need to get better. Like the worst shit happens and you're like, we'll just come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like no one thinks like that. It's a strange thing,
Very like a brigade system.
Yeah.
You just said, yeah, chef, you would have to, you had no tickets to look at. You just had to listen and just remember them. Bring it to the past. I remember there's so many times I'd bring like things to the past and with like tears in my eyes because I would just like knew I was running low on something, like, or I knew I was gonna get like I was gonna just get like
annihilated.
Yes, like you're just like so scared to say that you're running out of something to like the chef at the time.
Right. And what's funny is like if if it wasn't like that, you'd probably be able to say something earlier.
Yeah.
And then you'd have had it prepped. And I understand like writing people for going slow or whatever, but like there's also like these kitchens you work in where they make the prep list fucking impossible.
Right.
And then it's like a thing that every day is a setup, right? Like you're never gonna get ready on time.
No.
Every day you're gonna be ready at 6:30, 1.5 hours after you opened. You know, and it's like, what game are we playing here?
Exactly.
I think we need to look at kitchen work differently and make like a few more positions in the brigade that are like not just chefs. Like I've decided, I'm like, look, I don't want to do no fucking invoicing. Like, I've decided. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do it. So I'm gonna figure out. Luckily, in corporate, you have somebody that like helps you with that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the kitchen 2 days ago, and this dude rolls up. And he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Introduce himself. He's like, "I'm new." He's like, I'm your new logistics person, and I manage the dishwashers." And I was like, "What?"
You manage dishwashers?
I was like, "You're telling me I don't have to manage the dishwashers?" You know, especially in this corporate setting where they literally have to fucking put on armor to do their jobs. How is it at Charlie Palmer? Are you guys like corporate in that way where you guys have to like use cut gloves and shit like that?
Yes.
To an extent.
Right.
You know, obviously like when health department comes around, we have all these things in place for that reason.
Yeah.
We do a safety meeting every month with all department heads.
Yeah.
And we go over incident reports, and so it's like, oh, why did this person cut themselves? What do you need?
Yeah.
Oh, so we have those gloves, or we have
Gotcha.
those reasons.
Well, are you guys have a solid staff? Or are you guys seeing that you guys need temps and shit to like get the shit done?
We don't need temps anymore.
You don't need temps anymore. Gotcha.
We're fully staffed if it was scheduled right and if there was no call outs.
Right.
That's where we run into a lot of
The call outs.
the call outs
Got it.
all the time.
Well, in corporate, you can call out.
Yes.
Right. You have PTO. You can do that. And it's like, I understand that. Like I've always been, even in the restaurant when I'm managing it, Charter Oak, a motherfucker needs a day off. I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, I'll work your station. I'm fine. Like
Yeah.
I'm not in the game of making people feel bad. Like my chefs did
No,
to
no,
me,
it's
you know.
I'm all for that.
No,
too.
I get it. Yeah.
It's those coming to work and then like all of a sudden you don't feel good, or
right.
or-
They know what to say too. They're like, "Chef, I threw up."
like this morning I
You're
got
like, fuck you.
I got a text. Yeah, I got a text message at 5:36 this morning.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm cold. I was like, okay. Every 3 weeks he calls out.
He's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the middle of summer.
I know. It's like 100 degrees outside.
but
And it's a
that's like
dishwasher,
that.
and it's one of our dishwashers.
That's
so
like
I'm
that Outcast
come
CD.
on.
Turn off the AC.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, your AC's just on.
Yeah. Natural AC. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you guys have an attendance policy to stop that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes we don't really enforce it because, like, if we do this, then he's fired. Then we're stuck again with no staff. Finding line cooks is going to be difficult, et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera.
Damn, finding line cooks this day and age is hard in Napa.
Yes. Yes,
Well,
sir.
they all want to work at the fucking French Laundry. That's probably why. Morimoto, right? That's where, in my era, that's where they were.
Yeah.
The cooks. How's that place? Chispa.
It's busy.
You got? Yeah, I know. You guys
Yeah.
been in?
Yeah,
we've
couple
been,
times.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah,
At
they got-
nighttime.
it's a dope
Tequila
they got a
place.
little sexy bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our line cooks works there, and he's always bringing us stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw him. I went to the chef who opened it used to be my sous chef at Charter Oak.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mac.
Oh.
Yeah, Mac. He moved from LA. He was a cook. You know, I made him sous chef before I bounced, and then now he's doing that, and I'm like, yeah, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because now I have credibility. There you go. Back to your trajectory.
Yes,
I know
sir.
we're jumping all over the place here, but we're just
We're
having a good time. So what was your first cooking job?
My first cooking job was a Filipino restaurant in
Mhm.
Creekside.
Mm-hmm.
Was my mom's friend Richard, who had a catering company who
Yeah.
does straight up Filipino food, and it was fun. Other than McDonald's, that was fun. But professionally, it was my first job out of cooking school. Was shouts out to Cindy Dietz, Valencia restaurant and University Street.
Yeah.
I was a pasta cook. Yeah, it was fun. I got fired, and then
What did you get fired for?
Not knowing my shit.
Like off the line.
No, I got fired. Like I didn't know how to make pastas.
Oh, okay, got you.
I was there at 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know the heat from the kitchen. You got a certain time before the kitchen gets hot and the pasta dough gets all some type of feeling. If you don't get that feeling of the dough correctly, it's too wet, it's too dry, and we keep the dough in a Cambro box, and if it gets too hot in there, your thing was all messed up. I remember the reason I got fired is I think she or her sister asked me to cut up shallots, diced, and I just went like Iron Chef on it.
Okay,
just went like, like, what are you doing? Dicing shallots, but you're just messing it up. He's like, oh man.
Oh, you didn't brunoise. You just like, you hashayed that shit, bro.
Yep.
Damn.
By the time I get there, it was all watery, wet, and everything.
You're like, don't worry, chef. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm using 2 knives.
Yeah, and then I worked the line, and I think most cooking schools should have at least 2 classes of how to dance in the line and know how the mentality of being a kitchen artist.
Yeah.
Because graduating from cooking school and you just go straight to the line, you don't know what the hell you're doing from your left to your right, your sauces and everything.
Right.
And to this day, every time I make a carbonara, I hear her voice in the back of my head. Don't make scrambled eggs with my spaghetti. Like, every time I make a carbonara. But to this day, I still talk to her once in a blue moon. She's became one of my longest, dearest cook chef friends. And, I just go to her, and she's like, this is what you do and everything. And shouts out to the Dietz family in Berkeley, California. I love her to death. I always tell her, like, thank you for firing me. Because if you did not fire me, I would not be where I'm at right now. Because at the time I was working at her spot and working at PF Chang's at the same time.
Got it.
Because making $7.75 in 2000s was not making the bills right.
Yeah. It's the same shit now. Still not making the bills. I'm like, how does this happen? Like, we're like born at the worst time. Like, as we moved up in our fucking trajectory of our careers, and our salaries got bigger, inflation got more.
Yeah.
And it's just like we're making the same amount of fucking money that we were in fucking 2005.
Exactly.
I'm like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as we're happy, right? There is something to it. Like, when you're working, you actually like your job. Not a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
Like, most people don't have that shit. There's like something I hear right now at work is a lot of people, like, just because I work at an office, people are like, happy Friday. And I'm like,
what does that mean?
What about tomorrow? Like, tomorrow's still here. Like, you could do shit tomorrow too. You don't gotta, but what are you gonna do? And then, so you went there, you got fired, you were working at PF Chang's.
Yeah.
And where'd you go after that?
Open Lark Creek Steak in Westfield Center. It was supposed to be one of the collections of restaurants under the dome with Straits Cafe, owned by Chris Yao.
Yeah.
And worked for Bradley Ogden and the One Market Group.
Yeah.
Started off as a garde manger. The chef they hired was straight from Joe Robojan upbringing. So he went from Vegas to up here. It was fun, but it was just hitting LA. It was just like coming from a Chinese background and going to a French steakhouse kind of type of thing. It was like kind of scary, but
yeah,
I learned.
Did they do the service in French?
No.
Okay, thank God.
He will yell at you
in French.
In French. But it was fun. It was end up working for that company for about 8 to 10 years. To this day, before the Moana Group bought the company, but it was still fun.
Moana Group.
Yeah.
That the Rocks fucking restaurant group?
No, it was it's straight out from Marin.
Like, damn, I didn't know the
Yeah.
Okay, got you. How long you stay there? Oh, you just told me 8 years.
Yeah.
What makes you move on from that type of place now that you're there for so long? Like,
It was just basically people calling me like, hey, because when I work with people, they leave or chefs leaves and like, hey Eddie, I can trust you working the line. You good at what you do. Come over here, help me open this restaurant and see what you like. And then, that's it. And that's how I got my job. Every job after Lark Creek was just like
word of mouth.
Just word of mouth. Like, that's how I met her. Because the chef that I work with, him and I, Jamie, we opened Tyler Floren's first restaurant, the Wayfair Tavern, which is fun also. Like 200 people, 200 lunch, 300 dinner. It's crazy.
Yeah. Where was that?
Sacramento Street over there at the old Rubicon building.
Okay. Got you.
So it was
so Tyler Florence, see, it's crazy because, like, obviously I know who Tyler Florence is, but I only know him from, like, his TV shit, right? I don't really, you don't think about him, like, being a fucking badass boss back in the 90s, like, fucking, or having his spot whenever it was. And now he's got his other spot that's kind of the same. I mean,
Miller
and Lux is high cover count, fucking Chase Center. It's a beautiful restaurant. I'm going to do a podcast with the pastry chef over there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I saw him at Cookbook Fest.
Yeah,
and so he had a goat on a leash when I was talking to him. So I think it must have been some prop, but dope dude, man, really dope dude.
Really down to earth. I mean,
for sure.
Him and I, like, he's one of my mentors. Like, every time he sees me, he's giving me a big hug. Like, how you been? It's just fun working with him.
Yeah, that means a lot, and I think it's cool when you can have that relationship with your chef.
Yeah.
Right. And going back to the bear, I think that's what's going on.
Right.
There's so many people that, like, don't talk to each other, and I do interviews all the time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you after the show who that is," or like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" I think it's time to just, like, like we were talking earlier. Everyone knows Daniel Patterson's a dick.
Yeah.
Right. And that's fine.
The stories of him was, like, everywhere.
Exactly. And, like, but then there's the other half, like his wife and his kids, and they love him, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's in jail, you know what I'm saying? Or like so I think there is some sort of, like, indemnity for these people. Like, they're part of the fold, even though they're fucking crazy, they are crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, Daniel, get out here, tell it from your side, right? Because we only know our side.
Right.
And then maybe we can come to some sort of understanding and know how to like come into the future of, like, how to train chefs and whatever it is. Where is I going with this?
I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah. Tyler Florence, you were working at his spot, and then so where'd you go after that? You told me you bounced around a little bit, like,
so
after Lark Creek.
He actually this is his second steakhouse. His first steakhouse was in Mill Valley called El Paseo with Sam and Haggard. Funny thing is, I was supposed to be the grill cook there before I went to Tiburon.
Yeah.
So he opened this little off-the-wall spot called Hawk's Tavern. I opened that first. I staged at El Paseo, and then I think a week later, she staged at El Paseo as a pastry chef.
Right.
So it was one of those things. And then after that, we fell off. I keep seeing Tyler once in a blue moon. Like, we just talk, Yeah. It was fun. I mean, to this day, like, Eddie, I need you back in my team. I love you. I miss you. One day we'll work together again. Like,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope to have that connection still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so do you guys see yourself opening your own place?
That'll be a Negatron there.
Okay. Absolutely not.
It was a topic of conversation once upon a time, but just
it's just a grind, man. People don't understand, like, you have to be there 24/7. You're like, you got to ask your line cooks, what are you taking? What are you doing? The margins is so small. If you, like, butts in the seats is not coming in, ordering high-end food that you ordering. It's just too much. It's just too much. It's just,
that's why I'm like, if I don't open a fine dining restaurant, I don't want to open shit.
No.
Like, I'm gonna charge $300 a person. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? I didn't work all this way to then just, like, not be able to do what I love. Obviously it's going to be worth the money. But I think that's the only real way to, like, keep it, so you don't have to work so much. Right.
Yeah.
Like I would love a place. Like I was thinking about an idea with a friend of mine, maybe Charlie, open a restaurant and do 1 day closed, 3 days one restaurant, 3 days the other restaurant. And that's it.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then like, you're coming in, you're working 4 days, off for 4 days. You come back, you use the whatever produce they got left to make
whatever you want.
Yeah, one's a fine dining and one's a casual.
Yeah,
and then you fucking
done.
That's it. Dinner only. We need to simplify it. Like what happens is a lot of times, like you were saying, like how does James make it for so long? Like he expanded little by little. Like I feel like chefs get money and then they're like new oven, new dining room, new table, new plates, photo shoot, fucking guest chef dinner. We're traveling over here.
Yeah.
And I think James put his head down for a long time before he started doing any of that shit.
Yeah.
And he's just a smart businessman in that way. So definitely no restaurant.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Would you move from Napa? Or are you guys going to stay in there?
We're going to move from Napa.
You're going to move from Napa. Where are you thinking?
Back home.
Back to Palm Springs.
Back to Palm Springs. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, there's spots opening up down there now. And
yeah, that's why Quinn and I have been talking, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Hopefully Charlie Palmer doesn't find out. What would he do?
No, I think he has an idea. It's always been a goal of mine. So I have 2 kids from a previous relationship, and they're adults now.
Yeah.
And I always said, like, when they graduated high school, they're already out of high school and they're doing their own thing.
Right.
So there's really nothing holding me into the Bay Area anymore. And so I think it's just, and I always told Eddie that, like once we are done with Archer or Charlie, like I wasn't really wanting to like look for another job in
right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in Napa Valley.
Yeah. There's no need to.
No.
I would say go fucking overseas, man.
Yes.
That's shit. Like they need, there's no CDCs, man.
That's what one of our food runners was telling us.
I'm telling you, bro.
Like, to go to Greece or go to Greece,
go to fucking you guys could do well in fucking Dubai or Singapore.
Yeah,
we just got back.
Yeah, we just got back from the Mediterranean cruise ship. It was very eye opening, especially Rome and London.
Yeah,
crazy.
Man. And it's a different cook culture because they'll actually work. It's not like over here. What are you doing for me? I
hear that all the time.
Yeah. Like,
I'll work harder if you give me more money.
Are you fucking joking me?
No, it doesn't
what?
work. It doesn't work that way. Like, in what world do you live in? You'll tell me, if you give me more money, I'll work harder. Like, no, opposite.
Right.
Like, work harder and maybe I'll give you more money. Like,
and even then, it's difficult to give raises.
Yeah,
it's so hard.
That's why I think like, if I were to open my restaurant, it would be like with a high wage already, just anticipating the years to come of fucking, because that's the difficult part. Like you want to give your people money, right? But then you're not eating.
Yeah.
And like that's most restaurants. The bosses don't eat, everyone else eats. And then the person withers away. And then that's when they start being fucking a dick to everyone. And then the restaurant goes down.
Yep.
Flames. It's like it keeps happening and happening and happening. They also shouldn't let just anybody open restaurants.
Yeah.
Like you could put an LLC in for a restaurant and fucking have one and all the papers and shit in 3 months. And it's like with no skills.
Yep.
The bank should be like, do you know how to do this? But they make money off of you losing, right? So it's like, they're not going to change that.
Just like the bear did.
Exactly. What do you guys think about staging? Talk about that the other day. Yeah. Should you get paid to stage?
No.
I did when I staged for the barbecue place. They're supposed to open a barbecue place here in the Webster Street back in the day. I got paid for 1 day, but once again, that's only when the restaurant is doing great.
Yeah,
when it's doing business after revenue's in.
Yeah,
they can actually pay an offshoot line cook.
Did you go there to like work because they were missing somebody though, or because you wanted to learn?
No, it was just a job.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
that's it.
I think in that case, get paid.
Yeah,
because you're working. But like, if you want to learn some shit in a new kitchen, you should be able to go there and work for free if you want to.
Right.
And I think now in the United States, especially in California, like you can't stage for free.
No, you can't.
You can't. It's too much liability and whatever the fuck.
Yep.
Labor laws.
Exactly. And like, how many, I know so many personal chefs that would just like to work in a restaurant one day a week, that it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I have a friend of mine who does like two days at three Michelin star restaurants. It's just like, boop, 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 boop. And I'm like, it's a grinder, but like you're there for just enough time to be liked and for a little bit of time so they don't like see your bad habits.
Yeah.
Right. So you're like you're like the summer kid. You know what I'm saying? Going to visit. They're like, oh, thank God he's here. Blah, 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 blah. And then before you get too stale, you go somewhere else. And then when they see you again, they're like, thank God he's here.
Yeah.
Luckily for all three of us, staging was the thing. I mean, when Thomas Keller has a line of stages, you know, Chris Costello back in the day had lines of, you know, stages. We had line of stages before COVID. And after COVID, it was just, I think what happened was line cook in SoCal injured themselves, cut a finger, staging, and then the restaurant got sued by that person, and then all of a sudden that just was the avalanche of like no more staging. The insurance is going to be costing up the wazoo, especially for a mom and pop.
Right. I think it just makes sense an NDA. I don't know if that's legal. You know what I'm saying? Or like I won't sue you if I get hurt. This is totally like I'm liable for this. I don't understand why we can't do that, but maybe I just don't know enough.
Yeah, because we hired so many people without staging and just from a whim, and then I can do this. Then one Saturday night when we're doing 100 covers and you're going down like a submarine in the freaking Atlantic.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
We spent so much money on training, insurance, uniforms, whatever you need, and then all of a sudden the next day, 2 weeks. That's the problem with no staging. And that's what I think about it.
Got you. Have you staged at all?
Back in the day, you know, before I was like a real line cook. You know,
a real life.
But I think it's a good opportunity for people to get the feel of a kitchen.
Yeah.
For both sides, you see if you vibe with the team. You see if this is the environment you want to work in, and it gives the chef's idea of your work ethic. If you know how to hold a knife, if your knife's sharp, if you have tools, if you can communicate with people.
Yeah.
Obviously you're not going to learn the menu in 6 hours or 8 hours.
Yeah.
But it kind of gives and takes. Like you're gaining some experience, and we're learning if you're gonna fit in with a team.
Yeah.
Because it's not always easy to come into a new kitchen and not vibe. Then it's like it's hard, especially with cooks that have been there for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And then their egos get in the way.
Do you have young cooks or older, like more established people in Napa?
Younger cooks.
Younger cooks. Are they from CIA?
No.
So before COVID, we did have externs or interns from CIA. That was a good resource too. But then you get those younger cooks that think they're a chef already.
Right.
Like you were saying earlier, you shouldn't be able to be a chef until you're like 30.
Right. No, for real. Yeah. Because like I was telling you guys earlier, that's where this mental abuse comes from. Yeah. It's just a kid. You're being managed by a kid, and I see it now because I'm like, from an older perspective now, I look back when I was like 28 and I thought that I knew everything because I was sous chef at a 3 Michelin star restaurant, you know what I mean? And then you go to Charter Oak and you become executive chef and you're like, oh, it's not all funny. We were in a fucking cloud up there.
Oh yeah.
Like it's hard, right? But since you're making so much money per person, your check average is fucking dope, right? Yeah. So you can, hey, the caviar went bad. Fuck it.
Yeah, you don't have food
care.
Cost.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter, right? What's your food cost running at right now, chef?
36.
Oh, but that's normal for that kind of place.
Yeah,
no?
it's a hotel restaurant.
Yeah.
With banquets,
that's normal. Yeah, 28 is like restaurant. 36 is like
for the whole hotel. So that's with banquets, hotel, Sky and Vine, all the other stuff.
That's not bad.
But for Charlie Palmer, it's like 32.
Right. And then because you're a hotel, are you doing events? Is there event spaces in there?
Yes.
Like what kind of events? Weddings and shit? Or
We just did a rehearsal dinner 2 nights ago. We do a lot of corporate like retreats. So like Cisco or Gentech or people like that, they come, they do like conferences or seminars. They just buy out event space and then they'll do either room nights and then they'll have food and beverage, which is just like breakfast, lunch, and dinners, or even just breakfast and lunch where it's like a deli sandwich buffet or something.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have this podcast up in Sky and Vine before we go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, Sky.
You guys going to get in trouble for being here?
No.
No. It's her day, or it's her day off.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You know, I've talked to a few people and then they're like, yo, take that down. I can't. This homeboy.
It's like just no name dropping. Like,
homeboy from the he's chef at the Bear or whatever, and he just hit me up and he's like, he used to be, and I know it's the Bear fucking Napa up there though.
Yeah.
And
Stanley Ranch.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, take down our thing.
Oh, the chef guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I forget. He's down here now. I think he was at Quince for a little bit. I don't know where he's at now.
Oh, okay.
Super talented. Tyler Gore.
Yes.
Tyler Gore. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that name.
He's rolling around Napa.
Yeah.
So you were saying you know Harold,
I know
David Tufu, like you worked with all them dudes.
No, I work with two David Fu up and out in Oakland when I was just in and out on my trying to find pay bills and jobs.
Right.
Me and him cross paths plenty of times. Then he referred me to Harold, and I think the job in Brisbane when he was working for a catering company. And then like, he's a dope dude. Like, and then, I looked him up. It was, I fell in love with his freaking history. I mean, the Philippines, the Bronx, just working. I mean, a Filipino guy working at Per Se and one of the greatest restaurant in Noma was like, it's unheard of. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was like,
yeah, he's a legend in his own right.
Exactly. It's when I was growing up, Filipino food was just basically steam table. That's it. You go to the hole in the wall steam table. You get a $5 menu, rice, adobo, whatever you want. Now the Filipino cuisine is what I imagine and what that I want to do. 25 years ago, I never knew we can get a Michelin star in Chicago,
right?
Or all these cuisines are coming out Filipino wise. The ube is like the hottest thing right now. Halo is the hot things right now. It's nice to see the cuisine that I grew up with and eating. It's like up there now.
Right.
So
that's true. That's what I'm trying to do for Puerto Rico. It's our time.
Yeah.
Mexico went first.
Yeah.
Filipino, we're getting closer now.
Yeah.
For real. And I was saying too, because there's so many interracial couples now, like there's gonna be some crazy cuisine coming out in like the next 20 years. Some like Egyptian, Italian, or I mean that's probably already a thing, but like something, right? That's gonna be kind of new. And Chinese, Puerto Rican cuisine is popping up.
Yep.
Now more and more. So
Chino Latino in the building.
Exactly. There you go, baby. So that's cool. Where do you guys eat in Napa?
Called DoorDash 101.
Where from DoorDash though? Because you can DoorDash Charter Oak now.
Yeah.
If you want.
Oh God.
Yeah, when we moved to Napa,
$400 later, you guys are like, fuck.
When we moved to Napa, coming from the Bay, coming from the city, I thought it would be more open for food for like line cooks, etc. But man, it's
absolutely not.
Yes. We was talking in a way where they got Ponchas in Yountville, you got Tina's in St. Helena, which is your local hole in the bar. But downtown Napa is separate from those towns. Downtown Napa, you have Chinese food, you got freaking Panda Express, you got every Mexican restaurant you can think of in downtown Napa.
A lot of taco trucks there.
A lot of taco trucks now. We just opened a Wingstop, so that's going to be busy for next 6 months.
Right. You guys have a Chick-fil-A now too, right?
No, that got canceled.
Yeah,
it got canceled?
Yeah.
Why?
So,
the
reason why it got canceled because of where the place is going to get built. They don't want another In-N-Out problem of traffic on the main.
Yeah, In-N-Out done fucked everything up over there, bro.
Yeah.
They need to like I don't know what they need to. They need to do the Sonic thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
the rollerblade thing.
Yeah, legit. Like maybe not rollerblades, but just have parking spots where you can roll up to, order, and eat there.
Yeah,
and have that as a third option.
So many times where we're like, we'll pull up and I'm like, nope, the line is too long.
No, yeah, line is way too long, man. It's like half an hour, bro.
Yeah.
This is the trick. Go to McDonald's, get fries, then go wait in line. By the time the fries are done, you eat your sundae. You can get your burgers.
Yeah, like 11 o'clock at night. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, dude, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. I mean, that's the only place open, right? That and Taco Bell on Jefferson.
Yeah.
But who the fuck wants to go over there? That's just like
it's a crapshoot.
That's a weird place for a fast food place.
Yeah,
like what's
and you know, like I said, growing up in the city, you have Chinese, you got Wusong, you know, in Chinatown.
Yeah.
You got plenty of spots to open to go. But restaurant folks after work, 11 o'clock, I mean, Miminashi before it closed was the only spot we could think of.
Right.
And other than that, after they closed, nothing.
There's no late night spots at all.
Like, you know,
except for fast food.
Yeah. Like, you want me to cook after doing 300 covers? No.
Yeah.
Just no.
Well, I thought that couldn't you do a private club that's open late?
Yeah, but the problem is all cooks and line cooks don't get out till midnight. So depending
That's
on
what I'm saying.
Yeah, depending what time you open, you're losing that valuable 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
So,
I think it would be good to do. Damn, you got me thinking now.
like Lincoln, the new joint Lincoln over there.
Ace and Vine.
Yeah.
Ace and Vine.
That card room.
Uh-huh.
They have a restaurant called the Lincoln, and it's open late. They're doing pretty good food.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good food, like diner food, but you know.
Yeah.
It was just fun.
Is there any new spots opening up that the public doesn't know about, but maybe you guys do?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at this point I can think of. I think right about now, I got a feeling it's so oversaturated with so many wine bars, so many restaurants opening.
Yeah, dude. Napa, it's downtown. Like it used to be more shops than it was. Now it's like wine shop, wine shop, wine shop.
When we opened Charlie Palmer in the Archer Hotel, there was only so much handful of wine bars, and now, Jesus, it's like you can't. It's like every block.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It's like
Cadet's still the best, I think.
Yeah,
they've been doing it
for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just too many wine bars, too many restaurants in a certain per capita in the freaking downtown Napa.
How's Downtown Joe's? You guys go there?
Yeah, once. And
we drive by it every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope.
Downtown Joe's
Karaoke night.
Yeah, that place is evil.
Not eating there again.
You guys ate there? Chef, come on.
It was a crapshoot.
That is a place you do not order food.
Yeah, I know.
Like one of those.
The bathroom and I were best friends that day.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And that bathroom is
you gotta try it once.
Filthy.
You gotta try it once.
I
think
hear
we had
you.
breakfast. I think
we had breakfast.
We usually, if we were to go out for
Downtown Joe's
food,
has breakfast.
If we go out for food, it's
here,
usually in the morning time when we are before work. So we would go. We tried, the general store, buttercream. There's what's down there, Grace's Table.
Yeah.
And so Downtown Joe's was one of them.
There you go. That's the way. That's the way to do it.
That's the one and only.
Yeah.
That's the only time. But
I'm a fan of that. I like that. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And do you have any cooks that have left Archer that have gone and do great things, or anybody anybody you can think of over the years?
Not that I know of, but I do have one. We have in my timeline. I have two. We have one, and Brenda Aguilar was my dishwasher in Lark Creek Steak, and she worked up from dishwashing, prep, and like she's a sous chef now in SoCal. I think I forgot the restaurant's name, but she's a dope person, and her and I. His name is Dimitri Herrera, best person in the world. Very humble, knowledgeable. He talks shit to me all the time. I hate you because you just throw me in the middle of the saute with 300 covers and I don't know what I'm doing. He was our dishwasher at nighttime and just rose up the ranks. And he's now the banquet chef. And he's like a dope person. And we had Marina Caras, came out from CIA, and she worked every station and became a sous chef. And now she's working at Charlie's in St. Helena.
Okay.
So those are the three that in my books.
Yeah.
Were dope because they were youngsters, very green, not knowing what cooking is, and then they got jaded because of the industry.
Yeah.
Nobody told us that this is not the real shines and bright, shine like a diamond thing. It's hard work. They will come in, Marina and Demetria will come in at 1 o'clock and just prep the whole thing at 5 o'clock, and to get the ass beat, and they would take shots later, yelling, whatever. But those two are pretty much our
Students. Your mentees.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. What do your kids do? You said they're grown now.
My older son, he lives in Kentucky and he works for Mercedes.
Dope.
And then my younger one,
selling cars or putting them together.
Selling cars.
Got you. Fast talking, just like.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hustling.
He's gonna be 21 in August.
Oh wow. 21 and he's a fucking car salesman at Mercedes?
He used to work at the one in Walnut Creek.
This dude is slaying it right now. Let me just tell you.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have some grandchildren pretty soon here.
Probably.
If you don't have them already, bro.
No,
that's
I don't have
crazy.
any grandkids yet. And then I have my younger one just turned 19 and he lives in Sacramento with his girlfriend.
Sick. Fuck yeah, a little family over here. And then is your family around here, or do you?
My family's from here.
Got you.
My brother's from staying in Hercules right about now. My mom is staying in Vallejo.
Got you. And then you were talking about your long lost sister earlier.
Yeah.
And so just take me through that story, like step by step. Like what happened? Like
So in 96, when I was 98, 96, one of those years when I was visiting my brother in Hercules, her and I were just talking, and she was going to school in San Jose State as a interior design. And I didn't know that after that she went to a LCB program in London. And during 2012 I saw a commercial with Sweet Genius. I'm like, I know that person. And then all of a sudden, the more that I read about her, I was like, wow, she's doing big things. I didn't know she went from interior design to baking and pastry.
Right.
And she became this wonderful, pastry chef.
Yeah.
It's just
How'd you know you were her brother though?
So so my mom married her dad. So my brother and I came here from the Philippines off my stepfather. Got you. So we were living as a blended family, grew up Cantonese, rules the Cantonese house,
right,
with family with a Filipino background. So she would come over on the weekends, with my dad, and just talked and cooked and whatever. So it was fun.
That's crazy. Dope.
Yeah, it's crazy that she's became this wonderful pastry chef. Like 3 years in a row, James Beard is like that's
up, top level.
You know?
So you guys appreciate the awards. You're down with the James Beard.
Not that I don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's just not in my forefront.
Right.
I'm a chef that's just like the no name, the behind the scenes. He always just kind of educates me and schools me and tells me what's happening now. I appreciate chefs who actually do it that way.
Right.
Because I'm sure it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That was just never my thing,
Right.
I don't feel like, oh, I work at this Michelin star restaurant, or I work at this restaurant that has awards, winning awards and stuff. I just do it because I like to do it.
Yeah. That's the type, and we need that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm into it too. I'm into the pop culture of chefs, not just the people who are on TV, but just the life, the articles. This person moved here, that person moved there, because it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
people move every 2 years. That doesn't really happen in a lot of industries.
No,
and to leave your family forever and to work as much as you do just for this thing that you think is what you should be doing. It's kind of fucking insane.
Exactly.
But I'm glad to be a part of it. You know
yeah.
All right. You guys got any shout outs?
Shouts out to Chef PCA.
Okay.
Both of you guys are the dopest podcast right about now.
Yeah.
I'm planning to see him in October.
Okay. What
Chef
are you doing
Andre.
in October over there?
Just visiting because trying to go to Chef Uncle's restaurant.
You're gonna visit Austin in October?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me when.
Probably October 11th.
Let's make a plan. My birthday's October 14th.
Oh.
So maybe we go down there and hit it up because I've been talking to him about going down there quite a bit. But
Chef Andre?
Yeah, Chef Andre, yeah, because I gotta do my Austin rounds.
Oh.
And I gotta do but I gotta do a couple other more states before I go.
Yeah.
Like I need to hit Chicago, I need to hit Minneapolis, and just do like 5 or 6 shows there.
Yo, keep telling me like, yo, where were you 25 years ago with your books and everything? Because man,
Right.
I was just telling her on the way up here, like when you become a manager, as you know, like here's a coat, here's a salary, now lead a team.
Yeah.
You don't know how to lead.
Nobody tells you how to do it. Yeah.
How to do it. And like then Chef Andre just came up with his books. I read it when I was in the plane. I was read in Italy, Greece. I was like, where the fuck was this when I was a young line cook in a corporate restaurant structure? Like it was eye opening,
Yeah, for sure.
It was like, where were you at? I'm like,
It's all the shit you needed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shouts out to him. I talked to him once in the blue moon. Like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, that's what the best part about this show is. You get to connect with different cooks from all over the world, and then they get to hear your story.
Yeah.
And then maybe if they want to move to Napa and work at fucking Archer, they can, right?
Yeah.
They know who's gonna be looking at them in the face,
Yep.
right? It's happened to me to one person when they were like, "Oh, I heard about that restaurant on your show, and I went to work there." And I was like, that was back when I was like, I don't know if I'm any good at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if she should be taking career advice from me. You know what I mean? But now I'm like, I was talking to somebody the other day and just telling them like, what I've done. And like, you guys have completed the cycle. Like you have people that are out there that come from you that are doing it. Like you could walk away tomorrow and be good, with this life and do something else. But the draw obviously keeps you there.
Yeah.
But I think there's this thing where like people think they got to do shit forever. And like if you're an executive chef out there and you got cooks and shit at other places making it happen, you're good.
Yeah.
Leave. Go work at fucking Foot Locker if you want for 6 months.
There you
Just
go.
fucking decompress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I keep saying I'm gonna work there and I'm gonna get the referee shirt and then I'm gonna quit.
So funny story. When I was in culinary school, I worked at Foot Locker for 6 months.
No way.
And that's when I knew I was never going to be
A
in
retail person. Yeah. How's working at Foot Locker? What do you do?
You fold shirts that people
All day.
all day.
Yeah, I know.
Unless you were kind of like, I don't know if like what the term is, but unless you were a certain position to make commission off of shoes, you were just a person who like folded clothes or go restock stuff.
Right.
But I was there 2001, so it was like around
Just prime time mall era.
Yep. So I saw like Ray J and Chuck Knight, and like they would come in. We did maybe like 3 launches of Jordans. Like people would just go into the Westfield shopping center and like line up for these shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never lined up for a shoe in my life, and I don't think I would.
I never did, but I just DoorDash them now.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
Dude, you can Instacart. I almost Instacarted a Nintendo DS the other day. I was like, you could legitimately do this. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can, from the comfort of your own home, you can spend $2,000 just like, let's go.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that shit loads up, man.
Yeah.
You're trying to get your money no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, man, you got work tonight. And then tell people how they can find you. What's the address?
Oh, the address is 1231st Street in downtown Napa.
Mhm.
Archer Hotel / Charlie Palmer Steak.
Nope.
And that's it. We're the cornerstone of downtown, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the Ondas, which is like further down by the city hall.
Right. You guys get along?
Yeah,
Or is it like rival kitchens?
No, I mean I'm pretty close friends with the chef right now at the Ondas.
Uh-huh.
Her and I used to work at Alila Hotel in St. Helena. So
What's her name?
Chef Grace Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a corporate task force chef for the Hyatt.
Okay, got you. So Andas is Hyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all these hotels are owned by someone else. What's the Archer owned by?
Lodgeworks.
Okay. And who owns that?
They're a small boutique hotel.
Okay, got you.
There's only like 9 of them now.
Oh, really?
One's in Austin. So I'll be going out to Austin in August. There's a food and beverage conference that I have to be a part of.
Okay.
And there's a couple in Washington, DC, and Virginia, that was Redmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
And in New York.
The food and beverage conference, is that like a corporate thing only your company goes to?
Yes.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. Like all the
get me in.
all the archers or all the chefs and food and beverage directors will attend this.
Got it. Okay.
What we're gonna do, who knows? But
probably get drunk.
Probably.
Definitely get drunk.
That's what chefs do.
That's what chefs do. Yeah. That's we're borderline drug addicts. So, I mean,
so you were probably working in Napa in 2017. So Charlie had this American Fare book.
Yeah.
So Charlie invited all the chefs from all the restaurants.
Yeah.
Man, you talking about all the chefs in one room?
Yeah, bro. You can't bring us anywhere.
No, you can't.
That's why I was thinking like we should have our own. We always have events surrounding chefs, right? It's always like the celebrity chef at the table cooking you food.
Right.
But I was thinking like, what if the event was the chefs hang out and then lesser known chefs come and cook the food?
Oh, that'd be great.
You know, that would give them exposure, right? It comes back and then you get to party with them at the end of the night. And we all know that over beers, that's the best networking.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's how you get jobs. That's how you hear what's going on, like dish ideas, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm going to come down there and see you in Austin for sure. Do you guys listen to any other podcasts other than food?
Chef PCA. Yeah. Listen to him every Sunday, every time we work out together. I just recently go listen to I think Line Cook Thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
And
Chefs Without Restaurants is good.
What's her name? Lady
Line Cook.
Lady Line Cook.
Yeah, Lady Line Cook.
Shouts out to her.
She has a podcast?
When she gets on with other people's podcasts.
Okay, got
I talked to her once in the blue moon, like, yo, you need to put on your own podcast because you made fun of probably one of kitchen gods.
Yeah.
Got balls.
Who's that?
Marco Pierre White.
Oh, yeah? What'd you make fun of him for?
You know how Marco was.
Yeah.
Like, if you know Marco back in the day, I think he made a comment that women like emotions belong in the kitchens.
But yeah.
So some type of thing. And then and Lady Line Cook just took it to a whole new level. Like, I understand, but at that time he was correct. But now with the influx of women, Nancy Silverson, Nancy Oakes in freaking San Francisco with James Beard Award, I'm like, yeah, but it's you going against a god that's like 3 Michelin star. Like, I don't need your star. You can take it.
Right.
Like, what chef in the world would like, I don't need this. Like,
I think we definitely say, like, we equate these dudes to gods, but, like, at the end of the day,
they're just cooks.
I'll beat Marco's ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, like, straight up.
Yeah.
I remember me and Charlie Apple used to talk shit all the time. We used to be like, I'm going to be the guy that kicks Thomas Keller in the dick. You know what I'm saying? So there's other aspirations out there.
Funny thing is, Chef Andre and I were talking about it. Like, yo, what do you think about, the Renee Zeppi thing? And like, at the end of the day, it's just cooking.
Yeah.
You go in there, you cook. Him and I took Muay Thai. He took Muay Thai in a different time frame. I was a Muay Thai fighter just like he was. But end of the day, I can kick Renee's ass no matter what.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But in the kitchen, it's a give and take.
There's the respect.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm not also, you can't take away anybody's perspective or like what they've lived through, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not your place to be like, that wasn't abuse,
yeah.
right? I totally understand that. But I don't get it when they're like, oh, abuse. Oh, but I stayed there for 6 more months.
There you go.
And I'm like,
why?
You know what I mean? And I think some people, honestly, recently, I think some people have done it just so they can write an article. You know what I mean? Just so they can get information or notoriety from a bad situation. Because there's a lot of times where, like, you'll hear shit about a kitchen, and then someone I know will go work there after that article or after the whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then shit goes down 6 months later, and I'm like, well, didn't you fucking, like, didn't you not expect this? Like, what are you talking about?
You know, it's crazy because, you know, me growing up in the kitchen is sometimes hard because sometimes you're the only Asian guy in the whole white, you know, kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, people don't understand that the 1% kitchen, like Per Se, Thomas Keller, Noma, all that, you don't get the Latinos, the Filipinos, the Puerto Ricans, or whatever you see in the 80%. That
There's very few of them.
it's a very few of them,
Yeah.
and you have to be thick-skinned because you're gonna get called out by every name in the book.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have the, I got called out. Charlie, rice picker. I got plates thrown at me. I got saute pan got thrown at me. But you know, many nights I'd be crying on the BART, just like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah.
And you know, I just show up every day, and the respect, value from that trauma that I went through made me who I am, and it made me who I am. But the problem is, now I'm trying to shed that trauma because I am becoming that chef that I promised myself I wanted to be.
Right.
You know, like the yeller, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're an idiot. Like, come on, son.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't like. I think the you're an idiot and like the personally attacking them, I think that's when you cross the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like addressing the food,
yeah,
I think is the best way to keep from it crossing the line of abuse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been called an idiot before. I've been called retarded. You know what I'm saying? Which that's a canceled word right now. But it's funny. The other day, I said something was that, right? And somebody I work with was like, they were like, you shouldn't say that.
You can't say
yeah,
that.
yeah. And I was like, oh shit, I've been called it enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just normal for me, right? And she's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, damn. But look, at the end of the day, like everyone has trauma, right? But I'm not into turning every little thing that's ever happened to me into fucking trauma.
Right.
Like you get a fucking flat tire. You're like, you know, also reading too much into things. Like, why did God want me to have a flat tire?
Right.
It's like, bitch, there was a nail in the road.
Or a
like,
pothole.
You know what I'm saying? Like something happened, right? It probably is, you know, written in your fucking manuscript or whatever is the way the story is supposed to go. But like, you know, you don't need to pray about everything.
Yeah.
You know, at some point you need to also be a little human.
Yeah.
It's not living in the spirit world. Everybody's like, oh, just take some mushrooms, man. It's like,
call it a day.
Yeah, you could do that shit, but like, it's not going to solve everything for you. All right. Thank you guys for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This will come out fucking literally right now. I'm about to process it. And, I got to get to work. So thank you guys for coming in, making the trip out here from Napa. And what's your shout out your Instagram so they can find you?
I think it's just Elizabeth Espiritu.
Okay.
83.
Okay.
Chef Ed Live 78 at Instagram.
Okay. Dope.
That's it. Shouts out to Andre. See you in October, son.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything. Quentin Garcia. Holla at me, kid. Who else? Oh, shouts out to Chef Nando from Spanish Harlem, one of the chefs that I want to work with Charlie. So you know.
Dope.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Shout out Charlie Trotter as well for letting this happen. Sponsored by Charlie Trotter.
I wish that's the
I want
one
you guys
chef.
to show him this.
Charlie Palmer?
You make sure that
Charlie?
he sees this show.
You know Charlie loves Drake.
Does he?
Oh yeah, he loves Drake.
So what's he think of this beef?
I have no idea. I haven't even...
Tell him that I would love to talk about it on the show.
Oh really?
That he should come on this show.
Okay. I'll let him know.
Do it up, because that's the next step now, right? It's like I've been doing 170 episodes. I feel like I got a good spread of people,
Right.
but now I need to throw in like the wild cards sometimes. Like I'm about to have Tyler Florence in. I want to have Charlie Palmer on. I'm having Rostica on this
Really?
next week. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure, because it helps elevate the people that don't have the media machine.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, you were on the same podcast as this person. You know what I mean? And then it like raises their profile a little bit.
Right.
So that's all I'm trying to do out here, you know? It's
Yeah.
for the cooks, baby.
So you did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
First time.
Hell yeah. You did. You were great. Maybe Eater can go up there and write about real fucking chefs versus restaurants that are just opening and closing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 38 essential restaurants. 35 of them are the same.
Yeah. Also, want to shout out to the line cooks out there. Please, whatever you do, do not, please don't do chef. I saw this in TikTok. No, don't do that.
You ain't no chef because you cook on TikTok. Let me just tell you, you got to be able to lead a team, and there's much more to it. So from Oakland, California, peace out, everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy. It's the Lord's Day.
Yes, sir.
Sunday. Domingo. Go to church. Okay.